let's get started. Boa tarde. Now that we've got all the technology out of the way, welcome to
Yeah,
welcome to the Capoeira in Canada podcast, a little COVID project that kind of came to mind before Christmas. And so today we've got ContraMestre Perninha, who lives in Laval. Laval is, I guess, Laval, Quebec. It's not a suburb of Montreal, right?
yeah, it's Quebec. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
excellent.
kind of 10 minutes from Montreal.
Yeah, it's close. I know some people probably consider it a suburb, but it's its own entity.
Yeah,
Awesome, awesome. First off, Contra-Mestre, thank you for your time. This is it's an honor to me to be able to sit and just have a one-on-one with you, and for me and to learn a lot about who you are, where you came from, what's your history in capoeira. You know how you came to live in Montreal or rather in Laval, and it's an opportunity for you to share with not only just with me but eventually with anybody who decides to check out these interviews and learn more about who is in capoeira, who's teaching in capoeira, who runs academies, and a little bit about them, and maybe even people local to you will discover these interviews, and it'll help them, help guide them to, discovering capoeira and finding out what we have discovered, and love. So let's get started. Let's let's talk about what brought you to who is ContraMestre Perninha? Where is he from, and what's he doing?
so what's up, brother? So thank you very much for welcome for the podcast. I'm appreciate. Um, so Perninha, I'm from Brazil, Salvador, Bahia. I started capoeira long time ago. I was 8 years old when I started capoeira. My first contact with capoeira was capoeira street. You know, because at that time I didn't have a condition to pay to train capoeira in
Mm-hmm.
academy. So I started capoeira in the street. That I was going to train acrobatics in the beach, and then the first time that I have the real contact with capoeira was in a little project in the school. One of my friend he bringing me to the school. He said, "Hey, come, I want to show you something." When I got there, I said, "Oh man, yeah, I already see the capoeira. I'm training a little bit like in the street, no, but it's not the same thing, blah blah." So then I start to follow the project. Then I start to train capoeira. So and then my first mastery was Paulo dos Anjos. Was my first master. Like he was like the one that introduced capoeira for me. Capoeira Angola,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit regional. And then as years go on with capoeira, I get more like exciting, interesting. I want to learn more, and I want to kind of live it from that. I want to be a capoeira teacher. I want to be a capoeira. It's something that I want to do my entire life. Then Paulo dos Anjos, he's passed away, and then I got a sad because it was the guy that I really kind of uh, give him the opportunity to train capoeira, especially for free, like because I have no money, but I have to be there in an academy early, clean the academy, cut the tire, make the wires for the beating bow. So when he's passed away, it was very sadly, and then I stopped capoeira for 1 year because I need to kind of reconnect. Then I started in capoeira with Mestre por which was like another capoeira Angola. But Mestre por he was has a job, and his job it was like sometimes taking him like to go away for a long time and come back. And I was like, you know what? Uh, with Mestre por I stayed like at least like 2 3 years. Then I went to train in the Topazio,
Okay.
Mexidinho. So in the Topazio, I it's when I kind of learned the capoeira regional, capoeira a little more, capoeira a little bit more kind of a strong, more fighting.
Yeah.
It's when I kind of the Topazio pushing me to train jiu-jitsu. So and then I started to train capoeira and jiu-jitsu. And then with the capoeira, I start with the Topaz. I start to be doing capoeira shows, in the Solado União, which is like we do every night 2 shows for the people that come in Brazil and Salvador as a tourist.
Okay. Yep.
So, and that was good. That's like it's the little bit the story of me being capoeirista, and I always been capoeirista, always. I
That
never.
that time when you started doing those shows in Salvador, is that when you also kind of started to develop your love as a being a performer?
Wow. Honestly, I was already in love to be a performance because when you do capoeira in the street, it's kind of a performance because everybody's around to see you,
Yeah.
people see you. And then like I always play capoeira like in the Mercado Modelo, uh, in a Igreja do Bonfim, in the little part down in the little Igreja do Bonfim.
See,
So
see.
I was doing performing in Pelourinho on the no Terreiro de Jesus, okay? So all this location is a kind of a point of a tourist, the people come. So we play a hard capoeira, but at the same time, the tourists they didn't know what is be hard and be spectacular, be
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
So for me, I was trained capoeira. I was performing, but I was trained capoeira. I was training my game. So after that, I decided I really want to do capoeira as a performance. I want to leave it from capoeira. Then I get to the opportunity to work with different companies, different like dance companies in Brazil.
Okay.
I did with Alô Bahia, with this one of the companies that are the most given the opportunity with the uh, Mestre Sejão. Mestre Sejão, he's a capoeirista, but also he was the owner of the group. So, and it was him that I given the opportunity to me being not just a capoeirista performer, but also a dancer performance, like so. And then from there, I never stopped. I never stop. I never stop in 1 second. I always been kind of a capoeirista, training home, train outside, train in the gym, train everywhere.
Yep.
And then I've been training capoeira. Well, I've been more than 30, more than 30 years of doing capoeira. Now, like
Nice.
it's like,
Nice.
and then with those 30 years, I have the amazing opportunity to meet people, great capoeiristas, amazing masters. Uh, I step in the big stages as a capoeirista now, so it just for me was like very, 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 very kind of a amazing
Yeah.
to be part of it.
For sure. And I think, for those who don't know, ContraMestre Perninha, also for a number of years, actually, when I first met you, you had just been on a break from your job at the time. You were working, I believe you still do, but you were working for Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas, yes?
Yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
there's some really cool footage of you, so people can, if for those of you, go Google it, look up on YouTube, you'll find Contra-Mestre Perninha on stage. It was Ka was the big show that you were in.
Yeah, yeah. It was a show that I want to be there so badly. And then I never have an opportunity. I always been training for that show,
Mm-hmm.
always, and never got an opportunity. And one day, I was in Pennsylvania working in a summer camp with my sister. We are in the supermarket, and then I received this call from my best friend, which is a capoeirista and also performer for Cirque du Soleil. o Hélio Lima Palhaçada. I don't know if you have heard about it. It's another capoeirista, Brazilian guy. And then he's called me. He say, man, I have an opportunity for you. I say, for what? I say, yeah. Do you want to do audition for car? Because I was going to Las Vegas to the jiu-jitsu competition. And I say,
Okay.
okay, no problem. Yeah, I'm in. He say, okay, so I need you to send a video of you doing capoeira. I say, hey, I don't have a video. I'm in a supermarket now. And he say to me, I don't care. Make a video for me now. And that I was in the middle of the supermarket, and the supermarket started to play capoeira, flip it, play with all the flutes, Send the video. The artistic director, she was like, I love him.
Yeah.
He's fun. I like him. I
Awesome.
want his kind of a do that. So then I come to Las Vegas. I did an audition, and it was fantastic. It was an amazing experience to do the audition. Just to do the audition, I didn't expect that they're gonna call me, but I did the audition, and then love it. And they say to me, this was in September, and then they say to me, don't expect, don't 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 expect, don't what did he say? Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we call you to come in October. And I say, well, I can't come in October because I have the kids batizado, because
Yes.
as you know, I have in my school,
Hmm.
in Canada. It's something I'm gonna talk about on my school. To
Yeah,
finish the
exactly.
Circuit Soleil, I got the audition, and then they send everything for me from Montreal from Las Vegas to Montreal. Then I have to be to the Circus the Soleil headquarters here in Montreal. I went to there to learn my makeup, all the measurement. When I get there, amazing surprise. I was gonna do the backup for the capoeirista, for the jester, which is the capoeirista, the main character jester, which I was always want to do that character. And then I got the opportunity to work for Circuit du Soleil car in Las Vegas for 5 years. It was an amazing experience. Before I did the Lanuba, which is another show,
Okay.
but I was doing flying trapeze, was doing nothing as a martial art. It was more like aerial stuff. And that's just like with the COVID, all the shows stop.
Yeah.
I want to come back to Canada, and that's it. That's how that I finish it. That's how would I finish now. That's how would I pose. I put a pose in my career with Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. Gives you a chance to rest and focus on other things as well, right?
Oh yeah, because I'm telling you, like, it's very nice to be a performance for Cirque du Soleil. I love it. I tell you to people, like, it's amazing experience, but there has injuries,
Yeah.
and because of me, I hate injuries. So as soon as I have injuries, I want to kind of already speed up the process to be healing.
Yep.
And sometimes the body needs more time, you know. But I don't listen to the body. I want to listen like it. I want
You
to
listen
listen
to
my
your
heart,
heart. Yeah,
I listen to my heart, So I want to go back to the stage performance. But yeah, it was a fantastic 4.5, almost 5 years experience with
Nice.
Circuit Soleil in Las Vegas, and then I'm so grateful, and I have a big gratitude for my best friend Wellington to call me and to introduce to me.
Cool. Cool. Tell us, tell us a little bit about how you first came to Canada and Laval in particular.
Well, yes, when I come to Laval, so I was working in Club Med, Club Med,
Mm-hmm.
and then in Club Med I met my ex-wife, and we have an amazing relationship, and we kind of want to put in a school together, a school, and then she say, you know what, we can do capoeira jiu-jitsu, we can do zumba. I
Yeah.
say, yeah. Then that's how I started. I come because her family is from here, she's from here,
Mm-hmm.
and because like Brazil is a wonderful country. I love Brazil, but in terms of opportunity to work is minimums, is in a, in 10 people, two get an opportunity as a job,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So it's the reality, you know, and reality is reality. So you can run from that. And that's why I come to Canada, and I'm already have a 10 years here in Canada. Very grateful for this country. Uh, I really don't matter about like the weather. The weather for me is no problem. I love the snow. I love the. I've been in all different weather. Snow, very hot, very cold, very kind of a wind. Very, like been so many countries, different crazy weather that everything God's give it to me. I take it. I don't complain. That's it.
Nice, nice. Um, Sorry, where was I? Tell me, tell us about a little bit about the history of, or rather, let's go. Yeah, I mean, you already kind of touched on it with you and your ex. You have to excuse me. I forget Millie's apellido. I believe it was
Zangada,
Zangada. Okay,
Zangada.
so
Yeah.
like, tell us a little bit about the history of the academy you two started.
Oh my God, it was fantastic. Millie, she was like in my right and my left hands. I'll tell you, like, um, I I was like the heart of the school, and Millie was the body. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was in charge for all the classes, all the workshops, and all the performs, and she's in charge for all the 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 talk with the parents, the one-on-one talk to the parents, like the organization, all the money rises, go in, go out, all this part, that it's always good to have like two people is better than one. That's for sure. And with her, we are very kind of like a puzzle. We didn't like such an amazing job. And then we we have a lot of students. Like just for kids, I will tell you, I will have like 125 kids. Just for kids, I have to do like two batizada in a year, one
Mm-hmm.
for kids
Oh
and
wow.
one for adults. Because I couldn't put it like both together because otherwise it's gonna be all day long batizada, which I don't mind. But who is not? But who is not capoeirista? It's like after they watch it, they wanna do, they cannot do it. So, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the school went super well all those years. But I know because me going to work with Cirque du Soleil, I was take the risk for 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 lose some students.
Yes.
But I have a different vision. You know, everybody know Perninha Capoeira. Everybody knows. But I want everybody know me not just as a Perninha Capoeira, but I want everybody to remember I'm the capoeirista that I work in Circuit Soleil and that represent the capoeira community. So that was my intention. And that's why I did that like for 4 years. And then I know that I lose a lot of students because I was not present, but this is part of life. You know, I always
Yeah,
say to
yeah.
the people, I'm not losing, I'm a win or I'm a learn. And then I did learn a lot, like from be far away from my school, from home. But like I said to you, I take everything God gives to me, and I'm not complaining.
Nice,
But
nice.
the school went super well. Even like with the COVID, we have some kind of a classes outside, but unfortunately, COVID, COVID is not a bad thing. I don't see as a bad thing. I see as a big lesson, you know. So this is like my own opinion,
Of course.
and then I respect everyone's opinion. But for me, COVID was the most big lesson that I have in my entire life, And then I'm still learning, and then I'm still kind of grow as a person, as a professional, as athlete, and as a coach and teacher. So
Yeah,
yeah, this.
It has imposed a lot of challenges, and I think I can agree with you as far as it's a good thing as far as a lesson for us as a humanity on a
For
large scale,
sure.
right? But also on personal levels, it has certainly forced many of us to engage in new challenges, right? And being isolated or, in our lockdown situations, and then also looking at, um, you know, the impact of to those of us who are running academies. I'm sure I know the situation in Quebec with their recent announcements. Things are getting even more strict with the rules. It's certainly challenging. Let's talk a little bit about your connection with Mestre Perninha and Equipe Capoeira Brasileira.
Well,
How did that connection come about?
Mestre Perninha, he's not just a mestre. He's an amazing friend that God gave it to me. That's Capoeira's gave it to me. The first time I connected with Mestre Perninha, I come to his academy, you know, and then the welcome was fantastic, and we connected right away. That time, uh, I was not anymore with Topazio. I was with my own school.
Okay.
Was Arte Guerreira was the name that me and Millie we create for the school. But I'm somebody that you know, I always give it a try. I never scared to try again or to restart again. You know, so my father always say to me like this: if it takes 10 time to works one time, it means you are in a good direction. You know, because it work. You know,
Yeah.
and then with Maspenia, um, the connection that we had, it was he's first of all like he's accepted me in his school with my capoeira style, different capoeira style, and he never judge, he's like, he just say, you know what, um, you have a topaz style, now you got a this style, and you're gonna combine, and you're gonna create your own style. And he was very okay with that, and then we I was not even his student, and he said, "Let's go with me to an event." And I went to an event with him, and I went to an event in New York with him that it was Mestre Lampeas Batizado. Then after I went to Pica-Pau's Batizado in New Jersey,
Hmm.
that I was with Grande. So, and then I've been kind of a travel with Mespinha to all the cities here in Canada, and then we connect, and then I asking him like, if I could be part of in his school, and then the changes it's have to be kind of a slow, it cannot be fast, So, and then I have I was that time I was a teacher, so I take my corda, I give to him, and I get like a crua corda,
Hmm.
and I say, whatever card that you want to give to me, I accept, no problem, because I already have my title, teacher. Everybody knows Pernia, you know, capoeira is a teacher, and then and that's thinking like of honestly for me, teacher, ContraMestre, mestre, that's doesn't blow my mind, it doesn't blow my mind. What does blow my mind is like being a capoeirista, train, have a good knowledge, share capoeira, and that is me with Maspenia. We have a freaking good connection, you know. Uh, I'm in one of his uh, new students out of all his old students. I'm the one that I'm almost all the time in his, not now because of the COVID, but all the time I was there. Wednesday, Friday, we talk about capoeira. We have a pizza together. We have a little beer together. Finish the training. We sit, we talk. And this is like fantastic because we talk as a friend, as a mastery in a student, as a brother, as a business person, So this is like a fantastic connection that we have, me and him. And then I'm very grateful for him, and I'm very happy that uh, he's in here in Montreal, and he's a fucking amazing capoeirista, man.
For
It's
sure.
like
There's
it's like I have the opportunity to train one on one with him and play with him. It's like it's it's unbelievable
Yeah, I
how
know. I can agree with you. Taking workshops with
he's
him, there's always a little bit of
he,
something new that you're like blows your mind, right?
yeah, he's kind of flap. He sees like this, you know, and that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it is definitely neat. Neat. So, so let's talk about some of the challenges of, um, starting and maintaining an academy, specifically here in Canada. Like, what have been, or maybe there's one or two challenges you've encountered over the years, having run your own academy, um, that maybe stick out in your mind, that have been like the biggest, most difficult challenges. But I
I
mean,
don't have it.
you guys have had a lot of
I
success in
don't.
Laval, that's for sure. There's
Well, I'll tell you. Challenge depends the ways that you see them. I always say to the people like challenge make you growing.
for sure.
You know, so challenge make you grow. If you have no challenge, you're not growing. And if you take a challenge as something very hard, so forget about. You're not gonna be succeed because the challenge will grow you as a person, as a human being, as a professional. And me and Millie, um, we never have a challenge. So like we always pay our rent.
Yep.
We always have like our students. Um, by the way, my students in Laval, it's like they every time they blow my mind because they're good. They're good, man. Not just good as a capoeirista, but good as a heart
Good
and
people.
mind.
Yeah.
You know, good people. And this is like amazing. So you cannot be succeed. If you see challenge as something like a negative, and when you have like a positive students with a good attitude around you, it makes it easy. Honestly, I never have any challenge, any problem. Capoeira I always take capoeira as a um my I always take capoeira as water. You know what I'm saying? Capoeira for me was always a water because we need the water. So and when you drink water, you feel good. So capoeira for me was like this. Every day I teach, I feel good. I play capoeira, I feel good. And I'll tell you, I was missing to when I was in Las Vegas. I always miss it to teach capoeira, because like I want to be with my student, but I have a goals. I have a goals that only me knew what is the goals. But yes, no difficulty, no hard time, never hard time. You know.
Good. 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 In with your time in Canada and teaching and practicing capoeira here, have, in your opinion, has Canadian culture had any influence on capoeira here? In your mind?
Well, let me tell you, most of my students, uh, um, honestly, I have a mix of student. So, uh, you know, the biggest the biggest sports in Canada is the hockey, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So um, and then after the second it start to come like the gymnastic, the all martial art capoeira. Uh, I don't say that Canada have any influence. It did have an influence. It's not as big as that when you are in Brazil, because in Brazil, everybody kind of a vibe capoeira as you vibe capoeira. Here is a kind of adaptation. I vibe capoeira different than you gonna vibe different than other person, and this is okay, because some people want to be capoeirista, some people just want to be a trained capoeira,
Right.
some of the people want to kind of just be there, feel the vibe and out,
Yep.
and it's okay, but most of my students, they are mixes. Is like I have Asians, I have like uh, Russians, Ukrainians, Africans, like Canadians, Brazilians. It's a multicultural my school. And I think each one of those person making like an impact in my school. You know, the influence as them coming, speaking about the school. That's the influence that I would say Canada culture, because we have we are we have a lot of a culture here, you know, but it's like each culture do your own thinking. It's different. Capoeira is not just Brazilian. Capoeira is everybody. It's all the nationality culture together. Okay, so I don't just have Canadians come to my capoeira. So 50-50, I would say 50-50. I can't say like I'm not gonna lie, so like I gotta be honest, like don't get me wrong, like I always been welcome to this country and welcome for the people, but I gotta be true,
Nice. Nice. Do you have any advice for someone who is maybe thinking about starting an academy on their own? Maybe they've reached a point where they've they've been given the nod from their teacher, whoever it may be, Contra-Mestre, and they're thinking, I'm going to go to a new city and start doing, and start building an academy there and building a capoeira community in a new place. Any advice for someone who's thinking about that?
Well, I have two advice, because before I have one advice, but with the COVID, I learned something, they have two advice, So, first of all, I had my own academy, my own school be, uh, uh, below my apartment. Okay, so I was rent the place, um, and then I was here for 5 years in this place. Okay, which is when I get this location, Mili, she did such a great job because we make the capoeira, the academy, the place looking at a martial arts school. Okay, capoeira, jiu-jitsu, zumba,
Mm-hmm.
yoga, everything. So I was never scared, never. That's one thing. I was never scared to invest in capoeira. I was never scared to invest in my school. Okay, that's why I was like the past 5 years like Circuit Soleil, because the name that I was gonna get, it was gonna kind of push the name of my school a little bit more higher, and the capoeira. Okay, so my first advice it is make sure uh, what is your location. Okay, uh, how many hours of work you put in capoeira, because there's two ways. Some people can have a school, but they don't live from capoeira because they have their main job, but they like to give a class.
Right.
That's one thing. Nothing wrong with that. There's the other thing. You have a main job. Your main job is be a student, be a teacher. So you need to think capoeira 24 hours. When you are not, when you want capoeira uh, mode. When you're off, day off, forget about the word. But when you're there, you have to be there.
You're
You
there.
have to be there. You have to be there twice.
Yep.
In presence, you have to be like in a body and soul. It's important. I've been talking to a lot of friends, a lot of friends that are kind of have a transition from one group to another group, from rent a place to go and have their own place, and I say, you know what, give it a try, give it a try, take a chance, take a chance.
It's like you won't know the answer unless you actually ask the question, right?
exactly, because um, I can tell you you're gonna be succeed if you kind of don't try. If you if you put 100% every day,
Hmm.
you're not scared. The challenge come, rasteira, the challenge come, banda, the challenge the tesoura, and you keep moving forward, you're definitely gonna be successful. But if you have a freaking pandemic and you need to close your school because you're not making money, do it. Don't think with that. Think with
You
that,
got to be smart about it for sure.
because that's what I did when I moved to Canada in June, last June 2020. Okay, so I having a conversation with Millie Zangada, and I said to her, I'm gonna close the location. She said no. I say no. I'm gonna close the location. I told her, look, this COVID is not gonna finish. This is gonna be a long love story. I say it's gonna be a long love story. So
like a novella, right? Just gonna go on and on.
like a novella. then then I give it the location for the lady. I pay what I have to pay. Was the rest, and I was very, very relieved.
Yeah.
I give a capoeira for the first time in the parks, and it was fantastic. Fantastic. My student was like have a blast because we are in the park. The weather was fantastic,
Yeah, we
and it
got
was
lucky.
very
We
good.
had a beautiful summer here across Ontario and
Yeah.
Quebec. We got lucky.
And then the people say, Perninha, how do you feel to close your school? I say, I'm feel okay. I'm feel fine. I'm feel relief. I say, guys, I think with my mind. I don't think with my heart. As much I love my school, as much I love my company, as much I love the location that I set up, because I set up in a big school, and I have to destroy all the wall, put everything back like it as a zero. It's okay. I'm gonna do it again. When all this pandemic finish, like my father say, if you do one, you can do two, you can do three, you can do four. Okay, so don't be scared to kind of uh, cut off on a project that doesn't give you money to. You're gonna be reality. You gotta
Yeah,
eat, you gotta
exactly.
pay your bills. So it's special if you live as I was live. I was capoeirista, working Circuit Soleil, but I always been capoeirista. I always been think about my school. So, and beside that, I have like that time I have a wife, I have to pay things, I have to my
Yeah.
family in Brazil, I have
There's
to pay. So like I gotta be smart. And then when I closed the school, all my friends, man, wow, and I'm not regret nothing,
yeah.
nothing,
But
zero regret.
it's fair to is it fair to say that though the École d'Art Martiaux Brésilien de Laval it's just because it's closed right now doesn't mean that it's closed forever. It will be back.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, it could. I'm gonna tell you something. Um, I I cannot go work for Cirque du Soleil for any company now because I'm in kind of my passport process. I have to stay 2 years consistently here in Canada.
Ah, okay.
So I'm gonna blow the mind of these Canadian people here with capoeira. As soon as this pandemic, as soon as COVID say, no, guy, I'm good. I'm going vacation. Boom. I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna travel all around Canada doing capoeira. And then you know what? Like I supposed to have a big workshop in Asian. I have like 7, 6 countries that I have to go give a capoeira workshop, in Asia, and then I can't wait because what is the pleasure to be a capoeirista? Somebody invites you from another country, another language, another culture,
Absolutely.
because they are interested to learn your martial art culture. Man, this is beautiful. Thank God, you know. So that's my advice. If you wanna open a school, do it. Try, you know. And if you have a pandemic and you have to close it, close it. No problem.
For sure.
That's it. You
And
know.
like you said in the beginning, face challenges. They're you're gonna experience challenges, but don't let them bring you down. Just just deal with it, right?
Just deal with
Just
them.
deal with it.
Just deal.
Yeah.
Just deal with them.
and and
That's
it'll
one
be all
something that
right.
I'm talking with. That's something that I talk today every day like, with my masters.
Yeah.
I have a few friends that they have a school like Paraíba, Soquete, Budoi, Mortal. Wellington. So those people we always talk about that. And then they always say, "I can't believe that you kind of you close your academy." I say, "Yes, I did. I did." Oh, that's
Nice.
it.
That's
I
it.
was I will do it again.
Nice. So I was usually what I like to ask at the end of this is like, tell us about one of your most memorable or proudest moments at your academy. But I'd like to add to that, maybe if there isn't any particular memorable or moment of greatest pride at your academy, how about one of your most impactful, what have been one of the most impactful and memorable moments at your academy?
Wow. I'll tell you, you put him in a very hard spot now
This is a.
because
There's
I'm
probably
gonna
many,
tell you
right?
it's tough because I'll tell you something. Uh, my school, uh, my academy, I had an amazing time every time I was there. Every time I was with my students. But I was gonna bring something very simple but very powerful. Um, I did a batizado 2018, I think. I don't know if he was there when there was like four women's. It was Pantera,
Hmm.
Formiga,
That was the batizado where we
Pavão,
met.
Pavão,
Yeah.
and Rochinol. And then there was a moment when I was step back. The girls come and say, "Hey, what are we gonna do, Peña? How do you want to start?" They say, "Hey, it's your house. Do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna step back and
I
watch."
I've just facilitated the space and the people, and now it's you do what you want, right?
Exactly. And this was like in the day of the batizad. I saw the girls work together. The four girls work together as a each one put something as a movement. We have a workshop as a 1 hour and a half, I think, workshop, and it was like that just blew my mind. Because I was sit with Millie, we sit and we look at each other, and then I was like, hey, fuck, I'm proud of you, man. Look at this. I was like, because yes or no, Millie, Ariana, if you know Ariana, she's Pintinha. She was my one of the girls that give a capoeira for the kids. She was in
Mm.
charge for the kids capoeira. I was not here. She was the one. And Millie and Ariana, they're kind of blow the academy. They're kind of go and do like a lot of stuff. Uh, they do a lot of good activity with these kids. And this like there's one other thing that blow my mind, but I was not there. I wish I could be there. I was not there. Millie, she did the uh, brunch, a brunch here we call Cabana da Sucre. Cabana da Sucre is like a place. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know the. Yeah, you know how do
I
you?
Cabane de Sucre. It's the sugar cabin. Yeah, the sugar cat.
Yeah, the sugar cabin.
Yeah,
So
it's a very Quebec thing to do.
very Quebec thing, and Millie, she's kind of she's kind of reserved the place, and all the capoeiristas community here, the Montreal, Laval, so was there. Everybody was there. It was like a line, a big line, and everybody was. It was like only capoeiristas family. This is something that when she took the picture, and you can see like how long it was the line for the capoeirista. I was like, man, this is like it's when I saw the it's kind of making me emotional, making me cry because I was like, damn, this is like it's so fantastic, like it's different nationality, but everybody's a capoeirista and everybody going there to have fun and to talk, which is like this is like the part of it to be a human being and be capoeirista. And Doesn't matter like if you are black, if you're white, if you're like a woman or man, if you are Brazilian, Asian, African, European,
No, no.
doesn't matter.
You're
We are
capoeirista, right?
there. You're capoeirista, it's one community.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's like the two strong memory. But I will tell you something, like every day I have a strong memory about like the school. But
Nice.
this is my true one. That I take this true one.
Awesome. Awesome. Listen, I think that's enough for our time. I want to thank you so much. It's so good to talk to you again. I know, like you just brought up and reminded me what year it was, and I should be making notes in a journal somewhere. But actually, that's something that people have reminded me to do, and we should remind anybody who's listening. If you decide to start capoeira, get a journal. You know, I could write down like a diary of events you go to, of who you meet and or who you've met, and stay in contact with them. It's really important. In I think what people will discover with who those who discover capoeira will discover that it's much more social than most other martial arts academies, and that you'll find in Canada. There's a huge chunk of it, and I want to be able to keep that going. And thank you for accepting the invitation to give me some of your time today.
For sure, and then I appreciate you take the step to do that. I always say to the people something. You don't need to be master. You don't need to be teacher. You don't need to be a professor. You know, to grow the capoeira community and to make everybody get together. I don't care about the title, about the card. I care about like what I'm talking to you now here. We talk about capoeira. You are from one group. I'm from one group. But we think about the grow capoeira. And Canada having a big potential to be one of the strongest country of capoeira. It's just like uh, we just need to like to get more together. think I think COVID we're gonna teach it, being teach that no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, how good you are in that, how bad in that, everybody's locked down.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Everybody have to do like a Zoom class. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody's equal. No matter what. You know what I'm saying? Do you want so that's
Absolutely.
like, uh, and then I like to see like this. That like no matter like how rich or poor you are, you're always gonna have my respect equal. You know,
Yeah.
always.
Nice.
So I appreciate you doing that, Pepezada. I think is a is a very good opportunity to. This is a big window that you open and you say, hey, people, let's talk about capoeira. Let's like talk about like how can we be better as a capoeirista, as a human being? How can we kind of make our students, our parents, our friends like get involved with the capoeira and get to love capoeira, because it's a freaking martial art that that has so much to learn about.
So much more than just kicking and punching, right?
Oh,
So much more, and
so much more.
so much more. Great. Stay on the call for a sec. I'm going to stop recording. And just got a few things.